All right, we did it again. Another green day. We got the green lights on back there. $104 in just over 41 minutes. And the cool thing about today is I actually traded live, right? Because I started the camera and I just kind of let it run through my trading day. And so that's why this video is so long, but it's also really cool, I think, that you can look over my shoulder as I'm sort of narrating my trading day. So things that I go over in this video, I go over my routine that I follow every morning. I go over the setups I look for, some of my philosophies about trading, and then you see me execute the trades. I buy and sell right in front of you. So hopefully this is a video that gets you interested in what I'm doing here as sort of this passive income side hustle extravaganza of day trading that I'm trying out. Third profitable day in a row. That's wonderful. I love having green days. And yeah, it's only $104, but it's also only 9:16 a.m. and I'm done, and I get to go play with my kids and hang out with my wife for the rest of the day and start working on other things, things that I'm trying to do, other passive streams of income for this channel, and so that's what I'm up to. And I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button. That just shares this with the Google logarithm out there. Hold on one second. Yeah, you got it. Nice. Okay. Yeah, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and that helps share this video with other people who might need to see it. And man, what a cool thing. It was a great day. I hope you enjoy the video. Let's get right to it. I'm not in focus. They're in focus. Now I'm in focus. Let's get right to it. Here we go. Hey guys, what's up? In this video, I'm actually going to live stream. It's going to be live for me, not for you. But I should do that someday. I'm going to do that someday. I'm going to live stream, but not today. Today it's going to be live streaming, meaning I'm just going to record my trading day for you, and we're going to see what happens, and hopefully you guys can see what I'm thinking. I'm going to narrate it the whole time. Hopefully it'll be informative for you to see what I'm thinking as I'm executing the trades, and so that's what we're going to do today. So this is going to be sort of hopefully a longer video. It's not going to be, well, none of my videos are that polished, but this is going to be just kind of unedited, here we go kind of video. So let me take you through my daily routine as pertains to how I got here. What do I do every day now that I day trade? So the first thing that I do, I wake up about 4 a.m. every day, and I'm taking this year to read through the Bible. So that's something that I'm doing every day, prayer and read through the Bible, and that kind of gets it gets you in the right spiritual frame of mind, the right religious frame of mind, to then move on to the next thing that I like to do, and that is go out for a walk. So I always get a walk in or an exercise of some sort in, just to get out, just to get the heart beat going, and literally just a walk. Like I have sort of a loop that I do, and it's been great to just get the fresh air and just kind of get out, take a deep breath, and get ready for the day. So those are really two main things I like to do to get me in the right state for trading. I feel like my mind is right, I'm ready to go, and then I can really hone in on what I'm going to do today as far as trading. So I sit down at my desk here. I've got my tea that I have. So I'm a coffee drinker until I go for that walk, and then I become a apple cider vinegar tea kind of guy. And then I scan what's going on in the markets. So right now it's 8:29, so we're about 1 minute away from the bell, and that's fine. The first place I go is benzinga.com, and this is a really cool website because you can go to the markets, you can go to pre-market, and you can see what stocks are changing in price, which ones are gapping and all that. Today, what I usually look for in this are technology or healthcare stocks. So you can click here and you can see which stocks are moving up. And so for some of these, if there's a really big jump in these, it might be something worth looking at. Today, nothing in the tech sector. I like to see something at least over 20%, but nothing really moving here. So I would go back and let's look at another one here. Healthcare usually. Well, maybe this will be a good one here. 30 stocks moving, Thursday's pre-market session. Here we go. So IO. And so then what do I do with this? Sorry, you can't see me. There we go. What do I do with this is I write it all down in my trade notebook here. So I have this notebook that I write all my trade information down every day. I keep track of what are the stocks that are moving, And the reason I do this is because Thinkorswim allows you to go back in time and trade days. And so for me to practice my trading strategies, I like to reference my trading journal. That was the opening bell, but I'm okay. I'm waiting for patterns to develop anyway. So what I do is I go back to my trading journal and I say, what day could I trade? What stock was really moving? So like right now in my trading journal, I'm going to write IO, and that's up 150% overnight. So I just write that down. And then let's just continue down the list. NEPT, that's up 61%. And BLH and CPE. So if I ever want to go back and trade and really hone in on trading these very volatile stocks, now I have a list of stocks and dates that I can go back to and trade. So that's something that I've really enjoyed doing, because again, it just helps you become a better trader. Now I usually only trade the S&P 500, so after I'm done and I've got sort of a list of stocks that are interesting to me to keep an eye on either today or in the future, then I go over to Yahoo. And not that I love Yahoo or anything, but it's just nice to scan some of the headlines and see, you know, obviously jobless claims soared to a record-breaking 6.6 million. That's a big deal. Treasury reverses policy on collecting stimulus checks. Like, these are all interesting things that might pertain to the overall market. And because I trade the S&P 500, it is a good indication of what's going on. So you can see here, we've got S&P 500 at about even, Dow is about even, NASDAQ about even, Russell is taking a beating, gold up, silver up, euro down. Okay, so you can kind of look through that data and see, you know, what's going on in the overall markets, how are bond yields and whatnot. Of interest to me are precious metals, because we're going in this economic deflation right now. Which might lead to an inflation after the deflation, so I like to keep an eye on that sort of stuff. But I trade price primarily. So, and precious metals, you know, I look over here at kitco.com. This is where the precious metals are tracked, so you can see, you know, silver price, all that sort of thing. Silver down over the time. And I just want to give a shout out to Ross Cameron. He does a great job over here at Warrior Trading. So every morning he has sort of this he shares his watch list, and I know there's other traders that do this too, and I don't trade like he does, but I just think it's interesting to hear his insight and his perspective as he talks through what he's doing in the morning. So just a shout out to him if you guys want to go subscribe to Warrior Trading, see what he has to say. He offers training and all this stuff too. Like I said, I don't trade like he does, but it's an interesting perspective, and I think he seems like a pretty good guy. So there you go. That's something I check in on if I'm, you know, early to the bell and all that stuff. But right now it is 8:33 Central Time, so I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to set up my trading menu for the day. So the first thing that I do when I'm in here is I set up my trading windows. And so for today, they're not going to trade too much, but Thinkorswim allows you to have these sort of linked windows. And so I just open up all the windows, 7, 8, 9. I like to trade SPY. I like to trade SPXU. The VIX is something I've been dabbling in a little bit, but then after that, you get to kind of make these new ones. So APOP is something that Ross Cameron had on his watch list, and so I'm just going to check in, and when I get bored watching the S&P 500, I can go take a look at that. BMRA is something I'll be watching. And then IO, these are from the Benzinga list. NEPT. And then because I watch silver and gold, well, I'll just keep going. Sometimes I have just gold or silver down here. Today I'll change that up because I've added that to the watch list. Good, so then those are all my stocks. So if during the day I'm looking for something else to trade, now I have 10 different or 9 different stocks that I can trade. I can't trade in these windows because they're just too small. I do have a 2-screen setup, but I just can't trade in these windows here. So I like to only open up 2 windows for trading. And today is going to be a little different because it's just so tight in here with me trying to record this. I'm going to move myself over just a little bit. There we go. All right. So in this first window, let's just Maybe I'll just set up one window today. It's just, you need big screens when you are trading. So in this first window, I like to have a 5-minute daily up. So this is the 5-minute chart. Let's get this in the window though. All right, and on there I have a VWAP set up. I'll just remove all the studies for right now. Yes. Okay, so this is where this stock right now. This is yesterday's trading. If you watched the video, it was a good day yesterday. Stock came down overnight, kind of up, and then opened about even. Right now, at the open, looks like we are screaming up to some support levels that I've already drawn in. So there's that. I'm going to go ahead and on the 5-minute chart just draw in some other support levels. So overnight, the high overnight was at 250.69. Then we came up to this support level at 250.18. And then from there we kind of fell off. And then here's the low overnight at about 242.98. So we'll just keep those support levels as something to watch. Okay. Now, that's this chart. Now, I like to have some different studies up, and I have a study set loaded called the mother load set. So there it is. It's the VWAP, and it is the 5-minute, and it's the moving average. Exponential moving average is on there as well. And so those are the charts that I like to have. Let me just get these all set up. I like to be able to see the candles as they're closing at least. There. So I know that looks crazy, but that's my 5-minute window. And then down here, I like to have the 1-minute chart set up. So here it is. And then again, I have the same. I'll remove the studies just so you can see, I guess, for fun. Okay, that's what it looks like without the studies. I like to be able to see the candles. Come on now. All right, there we go. And then let's add those studies. It's the mother load study set. Cool. So there we go. So the blue line here is the moving average. We have the VWAP in the other lines there, and then my support and resistance are all labeled. And so from here on out, I'm just waiting for a pattern to develop. Now this, obviously you can see we had a reversal down here at the low of 242.94. And then it's coming up and it's above the moving average. So this might be right here a what's called a bull flag, right? It could be coming up and sort of tapering off for some sort of can't think of the word right now. Pullback. Thank you. Pullback. So it could be pulling back here. If it touches this moving average and then closes higher, it might be something worth looking at. But I really like to today, because one of my reminders for the day is that I'm going to trust my charts and I'm going to wait for confirmation, is that I'm really looking to see, okay, the 5-minute chart, if this will come down to the moving average, bounce off it, and then move up. So that's what I'm really looking for off this. I could try to scalp off the 1-minute chart, but so on the 1-minute chart, it would just look like a pullback and a go, which it looks like it's doing right now. On the 5-minute chart, it would just look like it continued up. The best trades I've found are when you get a bounce off of the 5-minute chart and a bounce off the 1-minute chart. So today I'm just going to wait for a good trade. One of the things about live trading is that well, number one, problem with filming. So sometimes it slows down my computer to have this all running at the same time. I have a camera going. I've got this working on my computer and all these screens up and everything. So sometimes it slows down Thinkorswim just a little bit. Let's see if this candle closes up. Nope, doesn't. Well, we'll see if it closes. But so this might bounce up now that it touched moving average. We'll see. Another one is the pressure. Obviously, there's a lot of pressure to execute a good trade and to make money on the day today because I'm filming this. So, that causes me to do some things maybe that I don't wouldn't necessarily do if it was just me sitting in my office making the trade, because I feel the pressure to not only entertain you but also to make a good trade. And then the other thing is that just the slowness, the pressure with the lag times, trying to make not only teach but also make money myself. Those are all things that are difficult in this, but hopefully you guys get some learning. If you haven't already, make sure you like the video if this is something that you like, and then subscribe so that you can keep watching these as I try to walk you through what I'm thinking about trading. None of this is financial advice, just so you know. So I'll also try to put links in the description about when these trades actually happen, because some people probably don't want to watch me or listen to me talk this whole time. But I'll try to put some links in the description about when these trades happen. So that'll work. Okay. So now it's just a waiting game. We're just waiting to see patterns that are developing in the market. Now we've come down and touched both the VWAP and the moving average here. So this on the 1 minute chart. So this might signal going higher. We'll see. We'll see what happens. My reminders for the day are trust the charts, both the 1 minute chart and the 5 minute chart, things that I'm looking at. Find a pattern. So finding a pattern is key. A great book that I'm reading to dive deeper into it is this one here. It's called Technical Analysis of Stock Trends. It's the 8th edition by Edwards and McGee. It's a good book. It's a dense read, but it goes over all the different patterns in technical analysis, and so that's something that I've been really looking at a lot, just to try to hone in my skills and be able to find different patterns. The best, as we watch what's happening here, we broke through this moving average on the 1 minute. We're looking for it to retouch the moving average here and then confirm upwards. That's what we're really looking for in this right now. And that should confirm as a reversal on the 1 minute. That's how we would see. We'd see a reversal on the 1 minute, and then we'd see a confirmation here. At least that's my strategy. And with that, well, two things, I guess. The first one is wait for confirmation. So wait for confirmation in the trade. Sometimes when you anticipate a trade, you can really get burned because you might have a false breakout or something else, and it just you might lose a lot of money on that. So again, not advice, but just my own experience. The other thing is that, one of the things that got me starting day trading was the idea that if I got really good at one pattern, of identifying just one pattern, I could trade that pattern and then make money consistently, instead of it being more like gambling where you just bet on a stock and bet on news and you don't have the insider information. So it's really difficult to pick and choose. So what are the odds that you're going to pick correctly? I mean, that's where you get those, what is it? They had like a cat throw darts at a dartboard with stocks on it, and it did better at picking the right stocks that way than it did with the analysts, and professional investors. So, I mean, I think this is a better way to trade. It's a safer way to trade, and at the end of the day, it's a way to get your capital back at the end of the day, because I try to clear out everything at the end of the day, and I don't hold overnight. So anyway, back to the pattern. So if you can identify, just start with one pattern and try to identify one pattern. If you do that and get good at it, then you can start to form a strategy, and then you can test that strategy. Now, my strategy is starting to show up here, bounced off of, we'll see if we bounce off of this exponential moving average here. Okay, we're at it. We're either going to continue through it and a different pattern will form, or we're going to bounce off it. Now, on the 1 minute chart, this will look like some green candles start to form, and maybe we'll see some volume also. So on the bottom here, we've got this volume. Now, we could fall through it, and then we'd be looking for a different pattern. But right now, we might bounce off it, and we know that by getting some green candles showing up here on the 1 minute chart. And I like to wait until candles have closed. That's when you really can feel good about the trend that's happening. And so that's what we'll wait for. So back to just finding a pattern, getting good at it, and analyzing what's going on. That's really what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find patterns, whether, I know about triangles. I also like my own, this sort of like moving average pattern that I have here. And then just basic support and resistance lines have really been a good thing for me as well. So those are the things that I look for, and I don't try to make this so complicated that I need to know everything and, you know, all these different patterns and blah, 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 blah. No, for me, I'm just looking for one thing, and one thing at a time at least. You know, maybe something else develops. And, you know, I played football, in high school and college, and one thing that my coach always said was take what the defense gives you, because I was a quarterback, and so you had to kind of like analyze the defense and determine where the ball was going to go. And so they said, take what the defense gives you. And so for me, I look at the market and I say, take what the market gives you. And so we're seeing it bounce below now. So now this could signal a sell-off here. I also like to label the open low. So there it is. So, and there's not, just doesn't look like there's a whole lot of action in the market right now. We're only down 0.3%. But if it breaks below this level here, below, you know, we might have some sort of room. So we could run from 244.68 down to 243. So that's a possibility. But we'll wait, we'll watch, we'll see, and we'll take what's obvious to us. And that's why you have tea as well, something to distract you, I guess. As the market develops, you can start to put in trend lines. If you watched my video yesterday, you saw me talk about trend lines quite a bit. And so for me, you know, so here's the top market, and then you go to the next top, and that can be the beginning of, you know, your rough trend line. I like to make them a different color. Okay. So there you go. Boom. That's our first trend line. We'll see what happens. Look, we've reached this support, and we'll see if we break through. Sometimes what happens is we could either have a trend reversal here, in which case there's really no pattern showing, or we could bounce off this moving average and then come lower. If I wanted to make this trade, which, you know, this is one of those things where I want something to happen because I'm recording this, I could put a order in at 244.5. Someone's already done that. They're buying at 244.51. So buyers are going to enter here at 244.51. And we could kind of catch this going. Well, I'd put a short order in right here, sell 100 shares, and then ride this on the way down. But what we have here now is it's going up. So it's uncertain. We're just uncertain right now. So we're just kind of waiting. Just kind of waiting for a pattern. And that's what we'll do here. I also have these glasses. These are, you know, blue light filtering glasses. So this might be something I wear. I wear them a lot, so I'm actually gonna wear them today, because when you just stare at a screen the whole time, the whole day, it can be tough on the eyes. And so we're just waiting right here and we're watching. What is this gonna do? Is it gonna break up through this moving average? In which case, you know, we might start moving back towards this downward trend line, or are we going to continue in this downward trend? All right, there you go. But sometimes the autofocus has trouble picking me up. There we go. I've got my window right here so I can look outside and at least have some natural light on these trading days. All right. So how is this going to close? Boom. Let's see if we break through. That looks to me like the beginning of a trend, so I'm gonna 244.50. So here's the support line based off of the open low. I am going to position a trade just below that at 244.50, which is okay. Might not be moving there right now. We'll see. See, because on the 5-minute chart, it might, again, we could get that breakdown signaling the downtrend. So I just placed my order right there. 100 shares shorting this, so I make money as it goes down. But we're just gonna again wait and see what happens. Because if this goes up, then I don't execute my order. I'll just cancel it, and we'll have a new trend, and we'll figure something else out. But one thing too that I should write on here is don't make horizontal trades. Wait for confirmation. So don't make horizontal trades. Wait for confirmation. So this is starting to get very horizontal here. I don't, in my strat, if this were to keep going down, we'd have sort of some downward momentum. We'd see the moving average bend downward, and we'd be able to say, okay, we can trade that. But right now, I mean, this is pretty horizontal. I don't see a definite trend, and so I'm not going to trade that. We might get a reversal, right? So we might get a reversal here, but again, not tradable right now because there's no clear indication of which way the market's going to move. So this is where, while I wait for things to develop over here, and this could be a reversal, because look at over here on the 1-minute chart, like we're getting higher highs put in and lower lows on every candle. So this could be a reversal. We'll wait and confirm that. And this is where on my other charts I can look, like what's the VIX doing today? So the VIX is the volatility index. So we're just going to see, okay, what's going on. I'm going to set up my chart here. Okay, not a whole lot happening on the VIX. So then let's go over to a pop. Look at that, did pop right out of the gate there. I don't know how to trade that, but popped right out of the gate. So, you know, maybe left some money on the table there. I don't know. I'm not sure how you. Yeah, you would trade that up to there. What was the pre-market high though? 230. What did it open at? Yeah, that's a good. I mean, that's usually when things go above the pre-market high. If they have enough momentum, enough volume, and they're above the VWAP and they're above the moving average, like this one was. Maybe if I wasn't making this video, I would have entered that trade, but that's okay. That's okay. So we had this pop, and then maybe we'll see what happens again. But again, this is horizontal. I don't like trading horizontal because I get burned. And one thing for me, I have to remember as I expand this viewing area, give me some room to see what's going on. One thing I have to remember is it's okay if you have a day where you don't make any money, or if you lose only $100, because in my experience, as long as you don't have big losers, you know, big days where you lose, that's okay. You can fight another day. So yeah, we'll see what happens here. Maybe this screams up and has like sort of a second run at this thing. It's already up 166% on the day. Man. But I probably missed it. So let's just see what happens though. This one is me learning, so I'm watching this one to learn, because again, I don't usually make money trading these stocks that just pop every now and again. I mean, look at this one. It was at 135 yesterday or 2 days ago or whenever that is, and then now it's jumped up 4 times. I don't know how you predict that. That's why I like to get in the market and get out of the market. Okay, so we're seeing this. Let's go back to our SPY fund. So we're continuing to see some downward momentum here. Not as sharp as I like, but we might get a sharp sell-off once it breaks through this support level. So if we start to see it, I mean, because look at it, bounce, boom. Well, first off, started, opened here, came down, bounced up, and then just like a tennis ball or something, bounced here, getting real close to bouncing here. We'll see what happens on that. If that's in fact going to fall through and break through support, or if it's going to continue to meander up to maybe this trend line and then break out over that trend line. That could happen too. So that's what we're looking for on that. Real interesting close on this candle and this candle. What's going to happen on this one? All right, so back to our other stocks of the day. We can go to 5 here and see what's going on. This one, complete sell-off. Okay, so this had a high of 1072 pre-market, completely sold off. You could wait for a reversal if you really wanted to pay attention to it, and then you could say, okay, we're starting to see some green candles, higher highs, lower lows. We'll check back in. I'll check back in if I'm still trading at that time. IO. We're on the 30-minute chart here. Let's go to the 1 minute. Okay, so craziness going on here, gapping, all sorts of stuff taking place that I want no part of. So IO is out. Let's go to 7. Yeah, 7 trailing off as well. I mean, no clear trade there. That's fine. No clear trade. I say that, and then there's going to be just tons of money being made on that one today. I don't know why there would be. BLH. Let's go CP. Again, CPE was up. I didn't write down how much it was up, but it was up overnight. Completely sold off. But this is also a penny stock, so I don't like penny stocks. I'm going to just transfer over to SLV. Just keep an eye on silver and see what happens there. That gives me, silver and gold give me an idea of what's going on in the general economy, so that's why I kind of do that. BLH, I don't know why it's not loading, so there's that. Can look at bonds today, see what's going on with those. Up a little bit from last night, looks like. Okay, so we're getting some, so we bounced over here on the, we bounced off of this downward trend, and we're coming back up to this trend line. So there's still no clear trend for me. Still no clear trend, nothing that I like. Which is crazy because every other day, sorry, this is not, there we go. Every other day, this has been, why is it, it needs to focus on me. There we go. Every other day, this has been something that has just completely been volatile and all over the place, and trends are developing really early. And today, it's the most boring trading day of the last few months. But that's okay. That's okay, because we're just waiting for one trade. It's a lot like fishing, I guess, in that regard. I think. I've never really caught many fish. It's been like 15 years since I've caught a fish. I go camping and hiking and fishing all the time. But at this time, I'm more just of a water enthusiast than a fisherman, because I just don't catch anything. Okay, so we came out of the gates here, came up, we bounced down, then we came up, bounce, almost bounce. We're gathering momentum and we're moving up. This could be the start of a nice trend. Could bounce off of this trend line as well, or if we break through this trend line, we might be looking at some other opportunities there. I'm going to redraw these trend lines because these seem like they're non-applicable now that we've got new information here on the chart. So I'm going to remove this drawing if I can. This is where it gets a little slow for whatever reason. I'm going to keep this one because it's, man, it just seems very close to those. So I'll keep that one and go from there. Trend lines are really more like zones. So sometimes you're right on, but sometimes you're a little bit off. You know. Okay, so we gathered at the VWAP and now we're pushing up. This might scream higher, could happen. We're looking for it to break this trend line, form some sort of new trend, or maybe this smashes down off of the trend line as resistance. That could happen too. Still waiting for some clear indication, some obvious trend to take place. But this is movement, so this is good. This is good. And look at the gather at the VWAP. The VWAP is something I'm trying to study a little bit more as well. And the VWAP is really just, I forget what it stands for, but it's the average of where people buy shares. So it's not a moving average. It's a average of how many people have bought shares in different spots. All right, so we've got 2 points here. That's good. I wonder if we can get, look at, they almost line up. They almost exactly line up. There's what? Just a few pennies different. So there's our support. There's our resistance trend. Now we might be coming back down. And at the bottom of this, we have the bottom of a triangle. Looks like a triangle is starting to form, doesn't it? Right? So we have this triangle. We have, let's make it a little bit. Can you see that triangle start to form there? Okay. So that's what we're really watching. Now if it breaks through the triangle, which it could, it might break significantly higher through the triangle. So I'm going to go 246.98. Because if it were to break, it might break hard. We're bounced off the average here, so I like that. We bounced off the average here. We have a candle close, and now we're looking to go higher. Let's see if it pushes up higher. We're at 7. Yeah, should have closed. Order should have placed. Come on. This is where I have trouble getting fill. Okay. We're pushing up higher. $9, 11, 18. This is where I have trouble getting fill. I'm just going to sell because my computer's running slow and I hate that. Okay, so there's $12. Okay, so you see how we played that? I'm going to clap 3 times. That will help me find where this is in the charts. Now, usually what happens is it might push a little bit higher, but it will probably fall back down to this trend line and then we'll see it. But did you see what happened? We waited for a triangle to form. We saw the triangle form because we had this third data point. And then we also bounced off here, had one candle, got a new candle, and then pushed up, but we also bounced off here. Do you see that? So it reversed, bounced off, right? This and this point are the same, then went higher. Now this might continue higher, so I'm actually going to enter a new order. It might fail too. It definitely might fail. That wasn't a huge push, right? It wasn't. I mean, that was a little bit. That was the difference from 246.81 to, we'll call it 247.20. So what was it? 46. So yeah, so 40 to 80, so roughly 80 cents of profit you could have there, which would be, I mean, that's, if you have 100 shares, you just made $80 if you went that whole way. I did not. But let's see what happens. Let's see how this gathers, and if it gathers and goes back up. It might be gathering here and then pushing higher. So I'm actually going to go 246.83. Didn't get there in time, so I'm going to do a 246.88. Let's see if we get filled. It should have gotten filled. Okay, just got filled. And now let's see if this can move up. And if it can't, I'm going to put a stop in. I'm going to put a stop down here below at 246. It's hard to catch this. So there's my stop. If it falls back down, then it'll catch it right there, and then it means that this is over. And then it's a different trend than the one I spotted, which happens, right? And that's what this is all about. It's you find a good trend and you go with it. And now, was this a great trade? No, but I'm trying again to film this and make something happen so that I can teach you guys a little bit about what I'm seeing here. So we want this to really bounce up. That wasn't a lot of movement, so this could very well fail here. And we live to see another day. Just wasn't a lot of volume there, was it? Yeah, there you go. Down $20. So I write those two trades in my notebook. Just wasn't. You're hoping for more of a push, right? You're hoping for more of a push up. It didn't happen, but minimized my losses and got out. And so the goal again is to have, you can take a small loss, a small loss, a small loss, but then hit a big win or a larger win. You don't need to hit a home run, but if you can get a larger win, then that'd be kind of the way to go. Now, you could trade this trend line, 246.17, going down. You could put a short order in here, and you could say, well, although it's not showing good signs, this is not a good trade. Yeah, I'm not going to do it because it's not what I want. I want it to be below the moving average here, below the moving average here, or in the right order. I want it to be below the moving average here and below the moving average here. What I was thinking was, well, now we're back in the trend line because we failed to break out of it. So now we might meander back down again towards this support, and we might continue the triangle pattern, which in all likelihood very, very well could happen. I want to hold true to my obvious trades, and my obvious trades are always when I confirm on the 1 minute and then I confirm on the 5 minute. So, and this is a very slow day today. This is very different than the other days that I've traded. Other days I've traded in the last month at least. I'm hoping I might see some bounce and go here, and if we do, it'll be big, and that's why I'm going to try to catch it. Because we're on the 5 minute chart, we're just, we came down and bounced, and now this could keep going up. This could be our gather and go. Okay, so got in. Let's see how this one plays out. If it comes back down to 246.37, I'm out of it, but we'll see what happens here. So let's see if it breaks through 247.22. If it does, we got room to run. That'd be great. There it goes. I'm gonna put my stop in at 247.22 because 247.22, my stop is in. So now I'm not gonna fall back below that, and we're just gonna see this one ride now because we went back above that resistance level. So we're gonna see where it goes, and I could see it go up to this support line, right? That'd be kind of what you would expect. This is where if I had larger share size, I would start selling just a little bit just to kind of, I want to just preserve profits. You'll never, and this is not advice, you will never be upset by taking profits. So take profits. But if I had 200 shares, it'd be $120, and that'd be wonderful, right? Now you always have to look for the highs of the day because those are the resistance levels. So we're approaching a resistance level here. We're approaching a resistance level here. So just make sure you adjust your stop. My computer's getting slow, which I don't like, but I'm going to try to adjust this as much as I can. Okay, so we're getting to this level. We could see it come back down, or it might scream back up through it. That'd be wonderful. Adjusting that stop, and you can just kind of pull it up on here, which is nice. But I'm trying to talk through and analyze what's going on. But see how it just bounced off of that support level? Because it was resistance, and resistance then becomes support. So now I'm at, we'll see what happens. They don't go up indefinitely, so it might come back down, but this could be a really good trade. There it goes. Bounced through the level. And, oh, now it didn't. Darn it. See, trade. I'm going to sell market because I just want to get out. Get it. 100. Come on. 109. $104. Okay, cool. So, whew. Yeah, that's it right there. Whew. Okay. That was good, right? That's a good little demo there to show you exactly, what I do, what I'm looking for. Now, this might continue to go and scream higher and blah, blah, blah. You can make all this money. It's not going to go forever. So I'm not, whatever. $100, $104. That's my goal for the day. I made it. I have a wife who's awesome. I have children who are awesome, and I get to go spend the rest of the day with them because I made my goal, and it's only 9:11 a.m. So that's cool. Or, I could sit here and see if another trend develops. It'll be really interesting to see what happens here. I could see how the volume on the left is not increasing a whole lot. Like this is just not a very eventful push higher. So I could see that trading volume kind of tail off, and this coming back to meet this support level, and maybe I'll make a follow-up video. I don't know. We'll see if I have time. But it'll come back down to this level, might bounce off it again, or just crash through it. Those are two possibilities. And this is not, technical analysis is not predictive, but it is probability prediction. So it's not going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. It will instead, it will give you a good likelihood of what's going to happen. Now look, it came right up to this support line. Ooh, what's going to happen, right? Gathered, and let's see it go. Man, I could still be in this trade. Swimming in money. No, that's okay. All right. Well, that's it for the video today. Another positive day with $104. And that makes it, if I'm correct, yesterday was 171, 104, 94 the day before that. So that's a profitable 3 days in a row. And that's the biggest thing, is just to be consistent in how you approach these things, to not take losses. It's so much like football. It's just that West Coast offense. Just get 2 yards, get 3 yards, get 2 yards, get 3. Just continue to move the chains forward. Don't take big losses. And I think that's the key. At least what I'm thinking is the key to profitability in this day trading sort of side hustle, which allows me to have the rest of the day and to do whatever I want, which is awesome. So anyway, that's it. Am I done by 10? Yes, I am. One obvious trade. Very good. All my goals. Nice. We'll see you guys in another video. If you like this, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to, hit the like button, all that stuff. So have a wonderful day today. We'll see you in another video. Take care. Woohoo! Oh, we got to turn the green lights on. I forgot about the green lights. We got to get those on. There we go. It was a green day, so we got to go with the green lights.